What's up, everybody? Justin here, back with my mentions video for my top 20. It's not a top 20, but it's a mentions of some of the biggest moments in wrestling in the decade 2010 to 2019. These are mentions of a lot of big moments I needed to mention that happened in the decade. I did a part 1 and a part 2 of my top 20 moments in wrestling in the decade. These are mentions. So up first, let's start with AJ Styles in the decade, the last decade, 2010-2019. AJ Styles won the IWGP. Well, I did mention it in, I think, part 1. But I'll mention it again. AJ Styles won in the decade the IWGP WWE Championship, Impact Wrestling TNA World Title, and the ROH World Title. Crazy. Also, R-Truth. The guy had a pretty good decade. He's U.S. champ, but R-Truth is known for being about a 50-time 24/7 champion. R-Truth, I'm not joking, seriously, the guy has been like a 25-time or 30-time or 50-time 24/7 champion. More mentions are at Final Battle 2019, PCO, well over, I think he's 52 years old, I'm not sure, but I think he's over 50. PCO makes history, becomes the oldest Ring of Honor World Champion. PCO wins the ROH World Title at Final Battle 2019. More mentions, Goldberg, Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series 2016. Goldberg and Brock Lesnar shocked the world, shocked the WWE Universe, shocked the fans. I was shocked. I was really surprised. Goldberg defeats Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series 2016 in 2 minutes 20 seconds. I don't know if that's the official time, but it felt like that. Maybe it went 3 minutes, but my God, Goldberg just speared Brock twice, jackhammered him, smashed him, and shocked the world and defeated Brock. Also, more mentions, Sting came to the WWE. That was awesome. I'm not going to mention him losing at WrestleMania. I guess I just did. And him getting injured by Rollins. I'm not going to talk about that because I'll just get sad. Bayley in the WWE and NXT. Bayley becomes the first ever Grand Slam champion. Bayley, first ever Grand Slam champion. She won the NXT title, the Raw Women's title, the first ever Women's Tag Team champion. And later on in 2019, she became SmackDown Women's champion. So Bayley, the first ever Grand Slam winner. Sasha and Charlotte have all been NXT Women's Champ, Raw Women's Champ. Charlotte has been SmackDown Women's Champ, but Sasha has never been SmackDown Women's Champ, and Charlotte has never been a Women's Tag Champ. So Bayley was the first ever Grand Slam winner, holding every women's title there is. So now let's go to a lot more mentions. Just big moments in wrestling that happened in the decade. These are mentions. Daniel Bryan had to retire on Monday Night Raw on February 10th, 2016. a good friend of mine, John, he was actually there, live in attendance. I'm sure it was really emotional. If I was there, I probably would have cried. It was just really sad to watch. Really sad. So then, magically, what do you know? WWE decided to clear him. I think they did it so he would re-sign. And if they didn't let him wrestle, he wouldn't have re-signed. I doubt it. If they went to clear him, I think Daniel would have left, went to the Indies or AEW or New Japan. So, more mentions. AJ Styles debuts in the WWE at the Royal Rumble in 2016. That was awesome. That was shocking. That was surprising. I heard rumors he probably was gonna, but I didn't know if he would really show up until he showed up. And it was fucking phenomenal. Roman Reigns in 2019 in February. February 25th, 2019, Roman Reigns announces on Raw he returns and announces he is cancer free, that he has beaten leukemia and he's cancer free. Fuck cancer. That's all I gotta say about cancer. So Edge had to retire also in the last decade. Edge had to retire. I believe it's 2011. I know it's right after WrestleMania 27. I think it's 2011. Edge, anyways, a rated R superstar, one of the all-time greats, one of the greatest tag team wrestlers. Also one of the greatest WWE superstars. The guy was a really good babyface and a really good heel also. And I don't know how many times Edge has been a world champion, but it's been a lot. I think he's like a 12-time, 11-time world champion. Also, not just Edge, not just Daniel Bryan had to retire in the decade, but Paige had to retire. Very sad. Mark Henry he did retire in the last decade, but he almost retired on Raw in a promo where he swerved every fan. Mark Henry's swerve Raw promo where he had the pink jacket. That was so good. More mentions. The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak ended in the last decade. It ended in 2014 at WrestleMania 30. That I gotta mention that. That was big. WWE, NXT. I mean, just not just WWE and NXT, but I'm going to mention so much wrestling, so many companies were born in the last decade. WWE was doing well, making a ton of money at WrestleManias and a ton of blood money from Saudi Arabia they got. They also made a ton of money from Fox and USA Network, and USA also paid them a lot for NXT and Raw. But WWE in the last decade, NXT really probably owned the decade and did the best out of any company in my opinion. I enjoyed them the most. AEW was born in 2019. In the beginning of 2019, AEW was born. Had their first event, Double or Nothing, in May of 2019. Impact Wrestling somehow survived the last decade and they're still alive. Good for Impact, they're doing better now. And they seem like the people running Impact, Scott D'Amore, Don Callis, seems like they know what the hell they're doing and they have a good business plan for Impact Wrestling. Anthem bought Access TV. That's a great start. So your Impact Wrestling show can have a home forever. NXT UK was born. Tommy Dreamer's House of Hardcore, I believe, was born in the last decade, and they've done some really good shows, House of Hardcore. MLW came back. MLW, Major League Wrestling, came back. They're doing very well in the last decade and currently right now. Shimmer and Stardom have been very strong, very good in the last decade. ROH was going pretty well. I will say Ring of Honor was doing pretty damn good until 2019. They lost the Elite. That wasn't good for them, but they signed PCO and Brody King and Roosh and Bandito. They even signed Justin Gabriel. I don't know. In my opinion, in 2019, Ring of Honor was not very good. They fell off the face of the wrestling earth, in my opinion. Hopefully, ROH comes back better within the next 5 years or 2 years. I don't know. I did recognize that Ring of Honor, because they bought Sinclair Broadcasting that owns them. Ring of Honor did buy a whole bunch of Fox Sports stations. Like Fox Sports, I don't know, Minnesota, Ohio, Miami, whatever. Fox Sports Wisconsin. I know they bought a lot of Fox Sports channels because Ring of Honor is running now on Fox Sports. And they are on at an awful time. They put them on at midnight on like Saturday morning. They put them on. That's an awful time. Sinclair, you're stupid for how you run Ring of Honor. If you really cared, you would put them on live TV every week and try to get a good TV deal on one of your networks. Also, more mentions. So much wrestling in the last decade has been great and strong. NWA and NWA Power. Progress in the UK. I think it's called WCCP, I think is the company in the UK. I apologize if I got that wrong. But they've done good stuff. And Progress has done really good stuff. WXW in Germany. Also Booker T's Reality of Wrestling has done good stuff in the last decade. Now more mentions. AJ Styles Nakamura, the Wrestle Kingdom match. It was very good. AJ Styles Okada. They had a Wrestle Kingdom match. It was very damn good. HBK, Shawn Michaels' retirement happened in the last decade at WrestleMania 26 in 2011. It was sad. Shawn Michaels was one of my favorite wrestlers, still is in my top 5. And when Shawn retired and lost, I cried. I had tears in my eyes. I had tears coming down my face. It was sad to see HBK go. I'm not going to mention him returning at Crown Jewel in 2018. I'm not going to mention that because I don't want to. I don't want to remember Shawn Michaels bald and wrestling against the brothers of Old Destruction. I don't want to remember that. Jay Lethal had some really good ROH world title reigns, and he was a really good ROH TV champion in the last decade. Held the titles for a really long time. MJF. The guy was a highlight in the last decade, in 2018 in MLW, in 2019 in AEW. MJF has been on fire as a heel. Shane McMahon coming off the Hell in a Cell. Good God, fucking mighty. He's broken in half. I get it. There was a air mattress or something under the table. Who cares? The guy still fell like 25 feet. Maybe 30 feet. I don't know. But my God, Shane McMahon, that was fucking insane. Shane McMahon off the Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania 32. And then he did it again at Hell in a Cell 2018. Shane, you're fucking insane. I don't want to see you back on TV, but respect to you. I got mad respect for what you've done to your body. The CM Punk pipe bomb. I will mention that. Also, Daniel Bryan returns in 2018. Daniel Bryan returns. The wrestling in the WWE's cleared, and he returns at WrestleMania 34. It was fucking awesome. I was so happy, so damn happy for Daniel Bryan that he got to return to the ring. So that's all the mentions I got. That's about it. Hope you enjoyed this. My top mentions in wrestling from the last decade. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now, everybody.